Welcome, everyone. It's your girl, Cari, with Underground Radio C. Thanks for joining us tonight. No one's popped in yet, but that's okay. We'll be here for a little while, and with me tonight, I have Calgary's local rapper, JB Abyss. Am I saying that right?
JB Abyss.
Abyss.
Yes.
There we go. See, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Is how you say it and how you actually write it down.
Yes, definitely.
Because I don't know, I was talking to a few artists this past week, and we're talking about tagging and making sure that everyone kind of spells their name right, because if you go to share something, you don't want to share it all across the social media with all the wrong names out there, and it's kind of embarrassing as well, so
yeah,
we don't want
most
to do
definitely would be. Definitely would be.
At least, while he's here, he can correct me. So Abyss.
Yes.
Like the deep abyss.
Yes.
Of the sea.
The deep darkness.
Darkness.
Yes.
Deep abyss. So we're going to pop in right and get into little details of, first of all, how we met. I kind of like everyone to kind of know how I meet the artist or how we're in contact. And it's kind of interesting to see you added me. Probably, I think it's almost been a month ago.
Yeah,
I think
something like that.
It's been like that, I think. And usually, when someone adds me on Facebook, I'm pretty particular because I like to see, first of all, if we actually have any mutual friends, who their friends are, or if they will be, because now, kind of, because I'm growing with my business, I take it more as a business aspect than just, like, I do have close friends that will add me, things like that. That's fine. But when just somebody that I don't really know, I kind of see, like, who they're friends with, things like that. And if I can connect with them, then generally I will most likely connect with them, and hopefully, we can work together. So I was kind of, when he added me, I looked and I was like, holy, we have 25 mutual friends. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's like, hey, that's awesome.
It's fairly common these days. The people that have less than 20 friends in common, mutual. That's why I'm kind of a little bit iffy about it. But
Yeah. So you're kind of picky the same as me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I go through their friends and I'll go to their page and actually look at their profile, make sure it's all legit and stuff like that. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I'm not the only one that's kind of picky.
Definitely.
I'm always kind of worried about just people that add me up, because I've had people recently that are, because I want to also interview local entrepreneurs and things like that. I've been having entrepreneurs add me, and I'm generally interested in connecting with them and working with them, but I don't like the ones that kind of reach out to me right away and be like, hey, are you interested in climbing a border business? And it's not something I want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. I'm sorry, but thank you for adding me. And sometimes it just doesn't go the way I want to.
Yeah,
So hopefully anybody that does want to add me, I'm generally pretty good, but I'm more interested in interviewing you and maybe connecting with the artists that we have and things like that. So, I mean, if you've got a cool business, maybe we'll talk. But now, this isn't about me. This is all about Mr. JB Abyss here. And I want to know, because you're a local rapper,
yes,
the ins and outs of how you decided to become a rapper, or what inspired you to become a rapper, and all that interesting stuff, because we all want to know.
Yeah,
how you got here.
That's definitely a long story. I started off in high school freestyling with some of my friends back in Wetaskiwin where I was growing up, and I kind of just, used it as a way of stress relief, stuff like that, and getting out, some of my frustrations and anger and stuff, and started writing then. Took a while before I started recording. I think I recorded my first song in 2009, I think it was.
Wow.
And yeah.
It's like almost, it's over 10 years ago now.
Yeah, almost 11 years now. And I'd posted that to SoundClick and a bunch of, the other sites back then, which they're a dime a dozen now, but back then SoundClick or, MySpace, I guess it would be the place to be at that point.
I've never been on MySpace. I've never,
I was for a short time,
like.
but
Yeah.
But yeah, like I started off then. I didn't really take it seriously. Then 2018, somebody dissed one of my buddies, and I'm like, well, I could do better than that. And I'm like, okay, well,
Oh.
I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring type thing. And that song now has almost 400 views on YouTube.
Nice.
And that actually got me my first show, which was Mr. Jones last April 25th. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So it took you like 10 years to kind of
get to the point where I was comfortable enough with hearing myself and, comfortable enough with my lyrics where I was like, okay, I'm going to record this and, kind of half take it seriously. And, now I'm kind of happy I did because, like I was saying before the interview here, stuff's kind of snowballed and,
Yeah. Well, that's kind of just kind of how it's been for me too. I've, just kind of started back in December and then officially launched in the end of January, and it was like and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. It's like, poof, I'm here.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So what have you found? So what else for your rapper name? What did you decide to go with? Did you have something before?
Oh yeah, I had many names before I decided to go with, the
names.
JB Abyss.
Okay.
Growing up, I think it was IB Money or something like that, or JB Money, because I started off doing more gangster rap,
okay.
stuff like that. And then as I got older, my influences changed. So obviously, my music and stuff changed as, my influences changed, right? So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I had, like I said, had a couple different names.
Okay, I gotta hear them. I'm really interested.
That was definitely the worst one, definitely.
Okay, it's like the emails. You know when you have like your first email.
Oh yeah. I've got a couple that I look at.
Did you use it for your email when you first started?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I might have, but like I had like so many, and half of them I can't even remember.
Oh, okay. Well, the ones that you can remember.
Definitely Ivy Money. Wicked Abyss was right before JB Abyss, and I don't think I could remember any of the rest of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the ones that definitely stuck out. But I came up with JB Abyss after, my influences changed and stuff, and I started getting into, the darker horrorcore type rap, like Insane Clown Posse, Twisted, and stuff like that, and because I definitely.
So for those of you who don't know rap, maybe just give them a little explanation.
So,
and first of all, just real quick.
For
those of you that joined us, thank you for popping
in. Those of you that don't know rap, Insane Clown Posse and Twisted are pretty much like a horror movie with words. They are pretty much the equivalent to a horror movie in music form. They talk about more violent stuff, not as radio or kid friendly, but
okay.
They do have some more.
When you search up things, make sure there's no kids.
Yeah, definitely. And that goes for some of my music on top of that too. I definitely have some not so kid friendly stuff.
Right, it's explicit language. So make sure that if you do check it out, please make sure there's no little kids around.
Yes, please do. Be responsible with it, please.
Yeah, I think that's I know there's a lot of songs out there when you download them or Apple or iTunes, whatever, even Spotify, they'll have like the little E for the explicit language. So yeah, just make sure that you are looking for that, because I don't think enough people do talk about that, and you want to make sure you kind of knowing what you're feeding your kids. So
and with having a kid myself, I like to be aware of that type of thing. Like I won't let him listen to my stuff. Yeah, he's already kind of stumbled onto it because he's 10 years old. But
yeah.
You
tell them what's appropriate.
Oh yeah,
when to use.
I tell them, it's a form of expression. Don't take it as anything more than that. What Dad says maybe, very fake. It's entertainment. It's not as much,
Yeah, it's your own art and your expression of what you're putting into a music that. They don't maybe necessarily understand why you're using it, right?
It's my deepest, darkest inner workings that if I actually went and did it, I'd get in trouble. So I do it with my music instead.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, better example,
Okay.
I use it as something constructive as compared to, something destructive.
That's important to all you artists that are out there. That's actually a very good message.
Oh, definitely.
And how you're using it and what you're trying to portray and things like that. So I think that's pretty awesome that you can actually say that and understand that, yeah, your music is a form of expression and art, and that's just how it is sometimes. So
Thank you.
all these guys popping in is so good.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It is. It's really good.
Too.
I'm loving it. Like more and more people are watching, and it's very exciting. And I'm just like, this is so great because,
hey, Lizzie.
Yeah, it's just kind of like if anyone is watching and they want to work with you, then they can connect with you and things like that.
Definitely.
I think
I'm always so down to work with new people too. By the way, guys, so don't be afraid to reach out to me on or her, and she could direct you to myself.
Yeah. So happy to see you guys doing well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
You too. That was Restricted Music, and he was here last night. So
nice.
Yeah, we had a really good interview too. So it's going to be just like ours, awesome too. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so go back into the rap names. So I am. What did you say?
Money.
Money.
I be money or JB Money, and that was like I was saying, my gangster rap phase where I was still trying to get into my own, and I was still experimenting with different names and different kinds of beats and stuff like that, and still kind of trying to establish myself as an artist, and and like for years I had been told, I'm half decent at it and that I should take it more seriously. And it was always just a hobby until, the last year and a half. Then, like I said, stuff kind of snowballed. Got my first show. And then my second show was actually January 2nd at Koi here in Calgary.
We'll go back to that too. Don't worry. We'll go back to that. But okay, Koi, that's good. That's awesome. No, that's okay. That's good. I mean, it's exciting, right? You get excited about it. You're like, I want to tell everybody.
Yeah,
so it's good. It's totally awesome. So the rap, and then, so you just started with rap, or was there other music that you were kind of interested in before?
I
like,
grew up.
Did you think of thinking, like, I want to be a country singer, or?
Not really country. Like, I listened to a lot of different stuff growing up, like everything from, like, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Randy Travis, the old country stuff, to, like, AC/DC, Judas Priest, stuff like that, to, the older rap, like, obviously, like Eazy-E, NWA, Tupac, all the classics
Public
like
Enemy?
that.
Did you listen to
Oh yeah, I dug some Public Enemy. They're actually still doing. The one guy was actually still doing stuff with Cypress Hill and a couple of guys from Rage Against the Machine. Actually,
it's crazy.
I forget what their name was, but they're actually not too bad.
I'll have to somebody Google it up and then let us know. Yeah. I'm trying to give everybody that's joining us little jobs to do because we can't Google things up while our phones are up there doing the live.
Get them involved a little bit
okay,
too.
give us a word and we'll continue on.
Right.
That's just awesome. That's so good. Oh, what is this? Another little comment here. I've been by his side and
wouldn't have it any other way. Yeah, she's one of my friends from down in the States there. She's from Illinois.
Hi, friend.
Yeah. We talk all the time.
Lizzie.
Her name's Lizzie. Yeah.
Hi,
she's
Lizzie.
Like one of my best friends. So
thanks for joining us. That's so awesome. You're here to support your friend. I think that's so cool. Like, just the support is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I need more of it around here. Like, I've got support lots of other places, but Calgary, I'm still, just new here, right? So.
Right. So let's talk about. You said to me before we kind of popped in here that you're actually from Red Deer. Were you born and raised Red Deer, or?
No, actually, I was born in Kamloops. My mom and my grandma moved out here when I was 7 or 8 years old. We lived in Wetaskiwin pretty much my whole life until I turned 18. Then I kind of nomaded it and, moved all over Alberta. I've lived pretty much everywhere. Well, all the more main cities in Alberta. More main cities of Alberta. And I spent a year out in Vancouver. That was pretty cool. That was back in like 2011, I think it was. So that was pretty awesome.
Okay. So why did you choose Calgary?
Just change of pace. That and it's close to the mountains. It reminds me of BC, kind of reminds me of home. That and it's extremely clean here.
There you go.
And I actually had a few friends here before I moved here that were from either back home in Wetaskiwin or Red Deer or, what have you. So, I already had a little bit here. So I figured I'd come and check it out, just mostly for a change of pace more so than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find because I've been talking, like I said, I've done interviews the past few days, whatever, and everyone we've all been kind of talking how Calgary, even though it's a bigger city, is just like a small town feel.
Oh,
So
definitely.
is Kamloops a bigger city? I don't know.
It's a mid-sized city. I think
I
it's
haven't been
about
there.
probably. I'm not even sure. It might be over 200,000. I'm not
Oh, okay.
exactly positive, but
Okay.
it's been years since I've even visited there. But
So would you say Calgary is a small town feel?
definitely, definitely.
Okay.
A
That's
lot
pretty good.
friendlier than some of the bigger cities I've been in. And trust me, I've been in a lot.
Okay, we won't put that out there, but it's kind of out there now anyway. But it's kind of nice to kind of compare our little, our little big city with the
Yeah.
little towns to kind of see if people really do think that it's more like a small town feel here. But I definitely know um, all the communities are very well tightly knit and things
Oh,
like that, and it's a
definitely.
small town feel, which is I think that's really cool how we can all just have that good vibe together and just be with everyone. I love that, and just the
Definitely.
communities are like I said, it's just the artist community
Yeah.
is just it's like okay,
It's
like I said
amazing.
when we were on Facebook, it's like oh you have 25 mutual friends and they're not just in the music industry. There's
Yeah.
a little bit other ones like another kind of circle. So it's kind of neat to see how you kind of know one person and then when you get into the industry then it really kind of booms, but it's still pretty tightly
Yeah.
close and knit, which is really
Definitely.
neat. So because I don't know what I've lived in a small town for a very short time, but I don't know. I think they have their smaller, tighter community knit feels
Definitely.
there too.
Definitely.
So if you're in a small town, that's okay too. I don't. That's good. Maybe you guys have your rap ciphers and stuff there too, and then you can come to the big cities and join us sometimes. So that would be pretty cool. Oh, somebody else popped in. Hi.
Yes. Hello.
Great to see. Okay, so we're going back into rapping and how you kind of started and why you started.
Yes.
And then your other genres. As we
Yes.
sort of
Okay, so
in. So you did like some country music,
back
some
when I was
rap.
younger, yeah,
We went into Public Enemy,
a little bit of
NWA,
everything,
of
definitely.
everything. So it's not just into rap.
Yeah, Beastie Boys definitely were a big thing. A lot of people think Eminem's the first white rapper. You're wrong. Beastie Boys. Just saying. Maybe he was one of the first solo white rappers.
Someone share this to Eminem. We'll see what he says. Maybe he'll rap battle you.
Nah.
You'll be in
I'd get slayed. My career's done already. Just dropped. My career's
said
done already.
you just said it, and then that's it. Your career's done.
yeah, that's it. I just started and I'm done.
Exactly. So other music do you think you would sing other music?
Definitely, there's a few other songs that I wouldn't mind doing covers of that are outside of the rap genre. One of them being Stone Sour Through Glass. That song's like one of my favorite.
I've never heard it.
It's more of a rock song.
Okay.
A mellower rock song, but yeah,
I know
definitely...
very little rock. I'm sorry. I'm expanding my musical horizons, so maybe you'll have to send that link to me later.
Definitely,
and then
I could do
listen
that.
to that. And then I'll be like, I hate this. No,
it's got Corey
gotta
Taylor
try
from
and then,
Slipknot in it. So.
Oh, Slipknot. I've heard of them. I've listened to their music, but I've heard of them. So there's
That's
start.
another one of my favorite groups right there, Slipknot.
Okay, so getting back into what other artists do you absolutely love? Like, are your total idols that you're just like
Alice Cooper, number one, Alice Cooper. I would love to meet that man and pick his brain for 20 minutes.
Interesting.
He's a very intelligent man, and I think he'd have a lot of good stuff to say.
What would you go, like, what kind of advice would you ask him, if you could?
Just, I'd pretty much just ask him, what it's been like going from, pretty much nobody to, what he is now. He's a household name, and, he started off pretty much where I am at one point. So, that, and I'm quite sure he's probably got some pretty cool tour stories to, go in there.
There you go.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool to talk to your idols or your favorite musicians or whatever.
Oh,
I call them
definitely.
idols. I don't think they're necessarily idols per se. I think it's just kind of people that you look up to.
Oh, yeah.
Which it's all a good thing. And I think if you can, try and reach out to them or or Google them up or find interviews and find out maybe they've got something out there that you can get some advice from or whatever. I think that would be kind of neat. Maybe you should do that.
Definitely.
Go and search them up, and I think Twitter's a good place. So a lot of people try and hit up artists on that. Do you have Twitter?
Yes, I actually have Twitter.
You
Abyss.jb. Abyss.jb at
No.
twitter.com.
Okay, I'm going to add you. Because I'm like, I'm trying to get people into Twitter. Okay, I'm going off topic now. You just totally made my night. I was just like, wow. Because, like, not everyone's into Twitter. So, that is so cool. Okay, what else? Now I'm off topic. I don't even know what to say.
Idols would definitely be.
Yeah. Anybody else that you really look up to?
As for mentioned, I'd definitely say Twisted has been one of my bigger idols, especially in, the underground music scene.
Yeah.
I love their music. I've actually... one of the last times they came through Red Deer, I actually got VIP and got to hang out with them on the tour bus for 10 minutes, which was quite the experience.
What?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was definitely the highlight of my, of my existence at that point. Yes, actually, I did. They're on my Facebook somewhere, buried in all the other, random miscellaneous pictures that are on there.
Look at this guy. Like, seriously, he's like the superstar that nobody even knows about. Like, it's like, what? I know there's Twisted fans. I think I've got one fan on here already.
There's quite a few of them, actually, in Calgary area.
Yeah.
And in Alberta in general, actually, they usually do pretty good when they roll through, definitely.
Interesting.
It would definitely be a dream to open for those guys.
Okay, yeah, let's pop into that. I want to pop into that because you just brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could choose any artist that you could perform with, who would it be?
Definitely Twisted, hands down. After that, I'd say Lexa Hexmaster, which is another one of the artists on their label, which is called Magic Ninja, which are also pretty awesome. They're from down in Detroit.
Oh, Detroit.
Yeah, good old Detroit.
They're deep into rap too down there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think they were one of the first cities that started the rap scene.
Started with Motown, pretty much, I think, down there.
Yeah. Would you do Motown too?
No.
No? Oh, okay. No. So no Motown.
No Motown.
Okay, that's all right. That's okay. So you go with them. Have you shared the stage with anybody that's a big headliner or a bigger name that we might know of?
I opened for Mad Child back in January. That was a pretty awesome experience. That was actually my third show I had ever done at that point, and it was a pretty mind-blowing experience. Scary as, all get out of here, but yeah.
So for those of you watching, Mad Child is
a Canadian underground rapper who is best known for his work with the group Swollen Members.
There you go. So could you imagine putting that on your resume? Yeah, I just kind of did this.
I kind of just, randomly opened for this dude. My third show,
Yeah.
3, not 4, 3.
Right? Just amazing how these things happen.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And he was actually definitely one of my influences growing up, too. Swollen Members in general, they were actually pretty much my thing back in junior high school when they first started, getting big.
Look at that. Childhood dreams coming true.
Oh, yeah.
You got to perform and...
Definitely something different, for sure. Definitely.
Congratulations on that. I just have to say that. I mean, just how everything happens in life. It's so cool. What's this? I played at the old Miami in Detroit. Pretty rad.
Nice.
That's where
Kid Rock started.
How about
That's
that?
Cool.
That's Roland. He's from the Ghost City Outsiders.
Nice.
So, yeah. That's really cool. I'm getting these guys down here for an event this summer, for a charity event, absolutely, for sure.
Awesome.
And then I want to try and hook them up with some festivals or something. Ideally, it would be really cool to get them into Stampede. I don't know if I can do it this year. It's probably going to be really, I don't know.
Really
but I will try for next year, definitely. But I'm going to, try and get contacts to them for sure of who we can contact for that. So, but maybe you guys could do something together.
Yeah. I'd be down with that, definitely. Like I said, always down to work with new artists and stuff and meet new people and network with more people.
So, Roland, you let me know if you want to hook up with him and we'll do that. because that would be really cool. So, so we went to one of your favorite artists that you would love to perform with, and then you got to work with Mad Child.
Yeah, which was pretty awesome.
Awesome in itself. And did you opened up for him?
Yeah, I opened for him back in January along with,
How long was your set?
I think I only had a 10-minute set that night because I had, a little bit of a more slack contract, so to speak.
Okay.
It was definitely an experience, that's for sure.
Just imagine just 10 minutes just to open up for somebody, and then it's like you're one of your favorite artists ever.
And like, the crowd was amazing too. Like, RJ, the DJ, had told everybody that, it was my third show, and everybody was very supportive, and everybody was so loud. Like, that was the loudest I heard them get until closer to the end of the night. So
that's Calgary, right? We're so supportive.
Oh yeah, that definitely made me feel good too, and that was also a sold out show from what I hear too. So
really,
yeah,
where was it? That was at
that was at Rec Room here.
Oh, at the Rec Room.
Yeah,
okay.
That was the biggest venue I have also ever played, and that's probably the biggest venue I'll be playing for a little while anyway.
Okay. Are you going to be, like, resident there, or?
No. I like to spread myself out, across different venues. That way, there's different crowds at different venues, right? Like, there's people that, prefer this venue over another venue, so they're more likely to go here than they are to go there.
Yeah, and it's kind of like proximity to where they live and things like that, or if they know people that are closer to that end, they may pop in there, or things like that. That's one of my friends, Alex.
Definitely.
Hi, Alex. Popping in here. Awesome. We talked about this a little bit before the interview, and I was like, you got to come up with your ultimate bucket venue location.
Crowfoot.
And I said, you got to think about it really hard. But it can be anywhere in the world.
The Crowfoot in Pontiac, Michigan. Definitely, because a lot of the artists I look up to do, shows there on a regular basis, so that would definitely be a venue I'd be interested in. Either that or somewhere in Amsterdam would be pretty cool too.
Yeah. Hey, keep slaying. Aww.
Nice.
See, support.
Yeah, support is always good. Definitely.
Is it in Michigan? How big is that?
I'm not exactly sure. I think the
venue. Is it a stadium, or is it something like the Rec Room?
It's more probably like the size of the Rec Room, I'd say, give or take a little bit. Definitely. More of that size than stadium, because stadium, I don't think I could do that many people. Social anxiety. Being up on stage in front of like 100, 150 people's bad enough. Anything more than that, I'm straight panic mode, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I brought this up with Kay the Chosen. I don't know if you watched our interview, but I was kind of asking him about his venues of where he would kind of like to go, and he was saying that, he would like to perform at a bigger venue or things like that, but his favorite things were actually to perform at a smaller venue, because he found it's quite more intimate with your guests that are there.
Definitely.
And the audience is like, wow, they're more intrigued with you, and it's just that connection. And so it's interesting to see if it's an anxiety thing, or if it's something else, or if it's stage fright, things like that.
With me, it's a little bit of both, actually. Like, it's an anxiety thing, plus it's also, it's, like you said, a little bit more intimate. People could actually get to know me and not have me bouncing around, 50 different places trying to be social, because, like...
But what if I walked up to you and I said, there's this, I want you to play at the Dome, and this is, like, your only chance you get, and would you take it?
Oh, definitely. I don't turn stuff like that down. Like even Mad Child, that was a step outside of my comfort zone, but I'm definitely glad I did it. Like, I've made some really good contacts out of that. 100%. Like, really good contacts out of that.
Yeah, that's so important. How when you are an artist, a lot of people they have to overcome a lot of those fears.
Oh, definitely.
Stage fright, or the anxiety, or is your show going to go okay, or do I have enough music, or this or that, like or
am I going to slip up and forget my words midway through, or whatever. That's been known to happen. A lot of other rappers like to use a safety net. I like to go straight instrumental, no background vocal, nothing. So that's
brave of you.
Oh, that's the way I was taught to do it. You know, I was always told go in no safety net, and if you screw up, people are either going to hate you or they're going to respect you for it, for, you know, just going in without the safety net.
Yeah.
Which
That's
you don't
good
see.
advice.
You definitely don't see many other artists doing that, for sure. Like,
you absolutely don't. Like, yeah, they kind of have that comfort, that safety net, like you said, and they just kind of stick with their usual or this or that, or
it's like,
you know.
okay, I'm just gonna rap over my studio version.
Yeah.
None of that here.
It would be kind of nice to see more of that if they could. I think though, I don't know, it could just be a comfort thing too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not super comfortable with even doing it this way, but, you know, like...
Maybe just try it once.
I was actually planning on doing that. Like, my next show, I do believe, is Friday the 14th.
April 14th?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 15th.
15th.
Yeah, at Vern's downtown here, and I'm actually thinking about doing that for one or two of my songs for there, because I've got a couple songs that are features, but, you know, I could rap over their part, but just in case, you know, I slip up a little bit, I want to have their vocals there just so that people know.
Have you had a lot of people feature on your songs or any collaborations?
At this point, I've had 3 features. My very first song was actually a feature with one of my good friends, D40 Ounce from in Edmonton. And then I also have a feature with my buddy Ghoulie Black from down in the States. I do believe he's from Pennsylvania. Cool. And I also have one with my buddy Grim Sing Muff that I actually have their label, Earworm Entertainment, tattooed on my arm. They're actually out of Vermont. He travels all over, but...
That's cool.
Yeah.
If you guys, I don't know if you can see it because of the microphone. But...
like this.
Wow.
There we go. That one right there. Yeah, that's my buddies from down in the States. They're actually really big supporters of mine. I'm actually doing a 5-track EP with Grim this summer.
Yeah, that's respect right there. Carly Lynn, speaking of venues, how do you feel about outdoor venues, shows, events, etc.? Would you even consider it a possibility in the future?
Definitely. I'd be down to do some outdoor events and festivals and stuff. I think that would actually be a decently cool experience.
Good question.
Yeah, definitely good
absolutely.
Question. Definitely.
You get over your stage fright for that.
Oh yeah. I'm already starting to get there, actually, because, you know, like, my first show was fairly small, 20, 30 people, you know. Second show was about the same. It was mostly just artists, and Mad Child was a complete game changer because, you know, that was the first show I played where, you know, there was actually a decent-sized crowd and not just, you know, people either I had met before or what have you. So,
do you find with stage fright, like for me, I get nervous kind of before shows, before going on air, things like that. Then once I'm on, I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But do you find it like that, or do you like get up there and you're still like...
So sometimes I'm still jittery. Like, it all depends on the show. Mad Child, I was very much so still jittery because, like I said, that's the biggest event I had ever done and have ever done. Yeah. So, you know, like,
I kind of understand that.
Yeah, that was a big step out of my comfort zone for sure. Definitely doing that show.
Yeah, and that's good. I'm proud of you for doing that. That's incredible because a lot of people, they won't.
Oh no.
If they they're like, yeah, I don't want to go here, I don't want to go on stage, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I seen it and I'm like, this is way bigger than anything I'm used to because, like, that's a big venue, like 2 floors.
And then you can walk away and be like, oh, I did that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
Those people were there and I did it. Like, and you could just be like, ah.
And one of my best friends was actually there for me, supporting me on that show. He's been my friend for over 20 years, my friend Jesse. And
good job, Jesse.
Mad Child's dad was corrupt for his instrumentals, and Jesse kind of saved the day there and hooked him up with a USB stick so that they can transfer his instrumentals and stuff, and he could do his set. So that was pretty cool.
Thank goodness for friends.
Yeah, definitely. Quite sure somebody else would have had a thumb drive somewhere because, you know, there was 10 other artists there, but at least somebody had it. And
Yay,
good job, Jesse.
Good job. Yeah, I'd never even thought about just even being prepared like that. How about that? That's another good good lesson to learn.
Definitely gonna have to start doing that because I've actually been caught off guard with a surprise show a couple times. So my last show was actually a surprise show. Went to support a buddy and ended up getting thrown on stage. Here, do a set real quick. Oh, okay, I'll do it.
How long did you do your 10 minutes, or did you do less than that?
It was actually less because for whatever reason, I had sent him the instrumentals for the songs I wanted to do from my phone, and for some reason, only one of them had worked.
Oh,
so I
course.
ended up only getting to do the one
that
track.
That would be something I would have to deal with, because my whole, this live thing and everything has been working, but I've had so many other glitches before.
Oh, definitely.
So that would happen to me.
But the one song I did well though, so,
yeah.
it was pretty good. That's actually one of the songs I've been doing regularly at shows now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So, your most memorable event or venue?
Definitely.
Let's do event.
Definitely the Twisted show that I went to, that I actually got the VIP for and got to hang out with them for 10 minutes. That was definitely the most memorable event. Like,
cool.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Out of the ones I've seen anyway, for shows and stuff like that, that was definitely the most memorable.
And then the crowd too.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, the crowd was pretty awesome.
Where was that again?
That one was at Wild Bill's in Red Deer.
Oh, in Red Deer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I think their last one actually was at.
Was it everybody pretty much from Red Deer, or was there people like Edmonton, Calgary?
Oh, there's people from all over the place.
Oh, okay.
There's people that followed them from Edmonton and other places.
That's good.
So.
I like to see that people, if they want to support their favorite artist, they'll actually travel that little bit to come and do that.
People have been bugging me about traveling other places. It's like, pay my ticket, I'll come.
Yeah.
I
keep saying that too. I'll come. I'll come
it's
to
like,
you.
you want me to come to Vancouver? Here, pay
I'm like,
me
if you bank your air miles for me, that'd be great.
Sure.
Then you don't have to pay. Put you out, right? Okay, let's pop into, because I know we don't have too much time left. I know you have to get out of here shortly. But I want to talk a little bit about your upcoming events.
Okay, so as I was saying, the next one is Friday at Vern's downtown Calgary.
So this Friday?
Yes, this Friday.
March
15th, I do 13th. Believe that would 15th, because today's...
Isn't Friday the 13th?
I can't remember, maybe. Anyhow, it's this weekend. I got the tickets in my bag anyway, so I do believe it's the 15th, but I could be wrong. It could be the 14th.
Okay, so it's coming up quick.
Yes, it's coming up this weekend. It's either Friday or Saturday.
Okay,
I will get back to you guys on that.
So maybe he's thinking the 14th because it's a Saturday.
Yeah, that could be.
We'll give that to you.
But yeah, there's that one. My next one is Mr. Jones at Koi, April 25th. Which will be my 1-year anniversary of my first show opening for him, which will also be my second show opening for him.
That is so awesome.
And then
Good for you. That's really cool.
I get to open for him a third time in May in Red Deer, which is May 19th.
Yeah.
That is my next show that's coming up.
What's this?
15th, yes.
15th, there you go. Thank you, Lizzie.
Lizzie's got up my back on that one. So the 15th. Those tickets for the one on the 15th are $10. Is
Lizzie going to that?
No, she's Illinois.
Oh.
Yeah. But I will definitely live stream it though. I will be live streaming it to my Facebook, my artist page, and possibly my personal page, depending.
Well, you can kind of do what I do.
Yeah.
It's like I stream it on my radio page and then I add it. Or, I share it to my personal page because then I get more audience.
Definitely.
So that everyone
Which will probably be what I do. That's, I do believe what I did with the last show I filmed. I got my buddy who was doing the DJ thing to film it as I was on stage, so that was pretty cool. And,
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'll just get like one of my friends and be like, hey, can you just film me?
No, I got
can you just go live for me? That would be great. Thank you.
I got a little tripod stand, so I might just, because I got like the top clip part like a selfie stick, so I might just put the tripod stand.
Do you like my selfie light?
Yes, that's
I just
actually
got that today.
cool.
I have to shout out Taylor for that because she bought it. She got it for me, and she's like, "Here, she just like, I have this box for you," and I was like, "What?" And it was this ring light because I've been borrowing hers. She might be sick of me borrowing hers. Maybe that's what it is. But I was so surprised. I was like, "Yay!"
And then my next release, I am going to try and release for April.
Yeah.
This year, I'm actually going to go pretty crazy. I am trying for 4, possibly 5 releases this year.
Yeah.
I dropped my first mixtape back in January, which is the Abyss Army mixtape.
Wow.
Next one, I'm working on it. I'm down to the last couple tracks. I just got to mix and master it, and then I'll be posting that one up by mid-April, I'd say probably. And
that's coming up.
Yeah. Again, I've got the EP I'm doing with Grim from Earworm there that we're starting this summer. And then I've got 2 more unannounced projects that I'm working in, in the meantime, because,
There you
creative
go.
minds don't sleep.
So shout out to Natasha from Me Working Management, because she just popped in here. So she's like, hey.
Hey, Natasha.
Awesome work. She says awesome work. There you go. Amazing, right? This guy is amazing. I didn't know this much about him until now, and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. That's incredible what he's done.
I've been going pretty hard the last year or so, shout out to all my fans on my Facebook that are also watching. Right now there's nobody in there, but I know there's 950 that could possibly see it. So
well, and that's kind of the same. It's like, well, at least they can watch it later, which is the beauty of this. Live is whoever can join us, and it's always nice to see people pop in because they're showing their support and they're just kind of figuring out, well, what's going on, and
their questions are amazing. Their questions are amazing.
They are amazing. It's really good to see, but it also kind of gets like it's more personable, and you can kind of interact, and then you can kind of see what the artist is actually like, and then you learn a little bit more about them and about their music and what they're trying to do or inspire or get the words out. Just kind of things that they're really into, which is really neat, because otherwise, when you find out about an artist, what do we all do? We do the basic Instagram stalk.
Look them up on Instagram,
or
YouTube,
we go to YouTube, Spotify, if they got their music there, wherever, and then you kind of, you can listen to their music, but you don't know what inspires it, and you don't know the stories behind it, and then this way, it's kind of interesting that, now, I know you have a best friend, Lizzie, who's in here, and she lives down in the States, and I would have never known that.
And then I also have my best friend Jesse, who lives here in Calgary, that actually lives less than a block away from me.
There we go. Never would have known at all. That's cool. So we're gonna just ask you real quick. I know we've kind of done a little bit of advice here and there and that. What's Natasha saying? I've never listened to music from Canada till JB. Aww.
By the way, I just released 3 singles in the last little bit, so go check out Hotbox. That's one of them. Rattled, which is more of a freestyle, and then Gucci and Prada was the other one.
There you go.
They're all on YouTube, Spotify, every other major retailer, so please feel free to go check them out.
Okay.
That's under JB Abyss.
And we'll just do the other social handles.
Yes. My Facebook is also, my artist page is facebook.com/JBAbyssMusic. Instagram is JB_Abyss_RKD. Twitter, for those of you who still have it, abyss.jb would be my Twitter. And Snapchat is just JB Abyss, all one word.
There you go. When you do Snapchat, I have a couple friends that are artists and they're on my Snapchat. They actually send me just some freestyle stuff once in a while. So do you do that too?
I do that occasionally. It depends on, how I'm feeling and if I got a beat that, I vibe with well enough to do so. I have actually tried to do a couple live streams on Facebook where, I did more freestyle stuff and,
Do you do that on your personal page or your artist page?
I usually do stuff like that on my artist page. Either that or on YouTube Live, one of the two.
Oh, there you go.
And the YouTube's actually youtube.com/JBAbyss. I just, within the last month or so, hit 100 subs on there. So that was a big achievement for me too, definitely, right there.
Congratulations. That's
and then
amazing.
Reverb Nation, my stuff's been on there the last couple years. Before I moved from Red Deer, I was actually #1 on there for almost a year and a half, and then right now on Reverb Nation, I'm #2 for Calgary area. So
there you go. And if you go on his Instagram, he actually has that little bit of information on there too.
Yes.
If you go and kind of look through, and it actually shows that. Because I went and looked. Because I was like, I need to find out more.
Research is always good. Definitely do your research, especially coming into
really
stuff like
interesting
this.
to find out about artists and where they're from and who they're working with, and then you'd be quite surprised. I was surprised how many people I actually knew before actually meeting and things like that. So I appreciate you.
I also
even that much more now. It's like, wow, that's so cool.
I have a couple of surprise features in my back pocket, so watch out for those. A couple fairly well known, more local guys, so watch out for that.
Okay.
plus some more
Right here.
American features and stuff. So I'm actually pretty excited for what's to come. You know, the rest of this year. It's just started, and you know, it's already proving
Right?
to be a pretty epically awesome year. So
There we go. I know it's just amazing for everybody that's been kind of in the industry, and it's just been like, wow. Like we all kind of said, the end of 2019, we're like, 2020 is our year, 2020 is our year, so we'll make it our year.
I said 2019 was my year, but so far 2020 is definitely proving to be my year. So keep
2019
an
was
eye
like,
out.
you know, I got surprises for you.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I got my first show. I got my first show. This is what's coming. You know, like
it was just your foot in the door.
Yeah. It was just dipping my foot in the pool, testing the temperature. You know,
yeah,
gotta test it out a little bit.
Anybody else you want to shout out before we wrap up here?
Just my friends, my family from all over. My homies in ADDI, which are my crew out in Edmonton. My homies here, like Weapon X, he's one of my homies. Evo King, you know, Ghost Rider, that's one of my good friends too. He's part of the reason I'm going to Red Deer in May, so yeah.
He's got a show going on there?
Oh yeah, he's also opening for the Mr. Jones show in Red Deer.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's actually the one who reached out to me about doing it. So
well, good for you. Thank you for reaching out to him.
Yeah.
Look at that support.
It was
amazing.
Awesome.
That's good. Okay, my shout outs for sure. I'm gonna shout out Natasha and Daniel with Evo King because they're also my partners, and they brought you to me as well. So thank you for that.
They're awesome people.
They are totally amazing. And Natasha messaged me this afternoon. She's like, I have a surprise for you, but you don't get it till Monday. So I was like, oh.
No, you're picking your brain. What could it be? What can it be?
Ed Taylor, because she's been so incredible and supportive and giving me my light today. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that definitely makes a difference from, the last couple of interviews I've seen.
And then, of course, and then my family and my close friends as well, like Alex and my friend Ben, who supplied my microphones for me, too. And he runs BG Courier Services, so as well. He's one of the people that I'm trying to promote a little bit more on my page and stuff because I'm trying to get his business out there, too. So I think that's important. If you need anything, deliver.
Actually, that might be a possibility soon because I'm trying to get more of these made. They are very pricey unless I get more than 20 of them.
Okay.
So they're
And I'm gonna get one.
That's definitely something that I've got in the works. I'm trying to get more merch going and stuff like that. But
there we go.
I'm still starting out and new to the Calgary scene, so
yeah. So everybody, follow him and give him some love and shout out to him message him if you guys want to collaborate together, things like that.
I'm a very easygoing person. I message everybody back, or at least I try to anyway. And I'm steadily doing live streams for the most part, promoting my music. I do gaming live streams on my other YouTube channel and stuff like that. So
that's neat.
Always got something going on. Trying to keep busy.
You never know. Just reach out and you just never know. You can always reach out to me too as well on my Facebook or
my stepsister. Hi, Cassie.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you, you guys can reach out to me as well through my Facebook page or through my Instagram at Underground Radio C. My Instagram is _radio_C. Like most people, we always have this problem with Instagram. It won't let us write the whole entire thing. You have to put little spaces, which goes to underscores. So
with me, it's because people like to confuse my name, especially with gaming tags. If you have it all one piece, it looks like JBabySS, and people are like, "Oh, JBabySS," and it's like, "No, man, it's JB. Just shut up. Just leave me alone. Get out of here, please." You could have with that, Yes. And then, very much so. Yeah, and then I'm on Twitter as well, Underground Radio C there too. I've also been trying to reach out to other people out there as well, because Instagram and Facebook is always the most famous places to go, which is great. Definitely. There's bigger audience there. I'm just trying to get more people to be using Twitter if they have it to connect, because actually my one of my interviews I have, not tomorrow but the following day, he actually reached out to me through Twitter, and he's working in the Calgary community. So he's an entrepreneur. No, he's not an entrepreneur. He works for a theater company. Sorry. That's how. So, yeah, so you never know who's on Twitter as well. So
expand that if you guys want to. I'm not ever going to push anyone to do it, but I think it's pretty cool if you can. You never know what's out there. So,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
yeah, I think thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah,
And
thank you for having
coming
me.
out of your bubble.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know stage fright, things like that. So, what's this?
Oh, my friend's running late. That's my ride.
That's okay. Okay, it's all good. We're just going to wrap up now anyway, so you have time to get here. We're all good.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you guys so much for coming in. I really appreciate your time and reaching out to me. And yeah, like anybody that wants to reach out to you, please feel free to do so. I'm Cari with Underground Radio C. Thank you for joining me. Have a great night.